Well, good afternoon once again from Allianz Park, and a very warm welcome to those of you who are just joining our live streaming coverage of this, the RFU AASE Championship Trophy. Hartpury College against Bicton College. The sun's set, of course the dark evenings are upon us, and the floodlights are on here at Allianz Park for what we're hoping will be a wonderful contest between these two sides. We've been treated to a real treat with the Champions Trophy that occurred just a short while ago. But now it's the turn of the AASE League, the Advanced Apprenticeship in Sporting Excellence, to give it its full title, and we're very much looking forward to it. It's actually been a slightly different setup in the competition this year, with fewer matches in the pool stages, which has led to the final being held now in November and not in that previous slot of March. And for those of you who don't know, the teams in the AASE League, well, they're all aligned to Premiership or Championship clubs to improve the pathway to elite rugby. So the Cherry and Whites of Gloucester are associated with Hartpury College, whilst Bicton College, well, they're about 30 miles from Exeter in Devon, so they, unsurprisingly, are associated with the Exeter Chiefs. It's the 7th year of the AASE League, and, well, Hartpury have won every single one since its inception 6 years ago. Can Bicton be the first team to turn them over? I'm joined by Dave Rogers once more. It's going to be a tough ask for Bicton this evening, isn't it?
It certainly is. That sentence you said last is absolutely terrifying. 7 years this competition has been running, and 7 years Hartpury College have been victors. Bicton, though, they know what it takes to win. Well, certainly on this ground. They were the plate champions last year. They beat Gosforth 37-13. Gosforth, one of Hartpury's victims this season. They've been in imperious form, and they defeated that Gosforth team 65 points for 7. But yes, a tough ask, but we never know with finals, especially at this ground. We've had some absolute crackers in the last couple of years.
Yes, the atmosphere building. We've had the schools in previously. Bedford against Epsom provided us with a real treat just a short while ago. Players just coming off the field, those first making their way in from Bicton College. The AASE League is made up of a North and a South League, which then splits into two top Division 1 groups of 3 teams each, and then 2 Division 2 groups of the bottom 4 teams, if you sort of follow what I mean. In the North, top 3 in the last round. Hartpury College, as Dave was saying, well, they hosted Wiggerton and Queen Elizabeth College. They proved outstanding in their debut season in the league, but due to too many injuries, well, Hartpury were awarded a walkover at home to secure their place here today. Whilst in the South, having both beaten Filton College, St Paul's Catholic College against Bicton College was that straight shootout for a place in the final. Bicton coming through by 22-18. It is, of course, Bicton's second appearance at Allianz Park, having won the plate final here in March. And you can just see the players going through there. It'll be interesting to see, Dave, the step up in skill from something like the Champions Trophy as to what the AASE League does with these sides more closely aligned with the Premiership outfits.
Well, you said at the end of your commentary this could be the sort of stepping stone to academy in the professional game for those in the Champions Trophy. Every single one of these, well, pretty much every single one of these players will have their eye on a professional contract. An interesting thing with Bicton, looking at their results, I think we'll go into them in a little bit more detail. They have had a lot of close games. 5 have been settled by less than a score. So if this final does become a bit of an arm wrestle, then that might play into their favour. But Hartpury, with it all, with it all set up, really, it's absolutely fantastic. Not only have they got the association with the Premiership club, but they've also got the first team playing in National League 1 as well. So all of those players with lots to play for, and boy oh boy have they had some impressive results this year.
Those are the thoughts of Dave Rogers. My name's Nick Heath, and you're very welcome to be joining us on this live stream on englandrugby.com. I know the stream is also available in a few other places as well. So let's have a look at the teams then. The majority of this Hartpury College side also play their rugby with the Gloucester under-18 academy side. Such is the strength of that relationship with the club. You've got the likes of Robbie Smith there, who is an ex-back rower who will be looking forward to carrying hard in the centres. And Harry Robinson, who, well, he had an enjoyable one last week. He started against the Barbarians opposite a certain Nee Milner Scudder, which is a bit of fun for him. The captain, Kerry Sylvester, he of course, has spent some time with the Wales under-16s, and likes of Ed Bennion, Gloucester under-18s, there's plenty of them there who are involved in that side. Let's have a chance to catch up with how Hartpury are feeling ahead of the match with head coach Sean Marsden.
Thanks, chaps. I'm with Hartpury coach Sean Marsden. Sean, just a few minutes to go before kick-off now. You look nice and relaxed.
Yeah, it's been a good day so far, so no issues. Boys are really nice and confident, relaxed, nervous, but excited for what's going to be a tough test against a very physical Bicton side.
And it's a scene, it's a setting, a stage really that you've grown very accustomed to over the last few years.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, we've been here, but we try not to take it for granted. And each year, obviously, there's a new batch that are coming in. So they really strive to get here, and to carry that legacy on. But it's tough. We have some battles along the way, and like I said, they do build up to this, and and they hear the stories from the years before, and they want to be here themselves. And like I said, they're really excited to get going, and looking forward to the battle.
Inspiring to play at a ground like this under the lights.
Yeah, definitely. It's fantastic. Obviously, they watch the guys on the TV playing here in the Premiership and in Heineken Cup, and it's great to get here and play on the same field as their heroes.
Well, Sean, thanks for your time. Best of luck.
Cheers. Thank you.
So Sean Marsden giving us his thoughts. Very keen to talk about how it's a new group of players. Perhaps Dave Rogers and I will touch on that very shortly. But we can have a look at the Bicton College team then. And for them, it's a similar story regarding their alliance with Exeter Chiefs, as many of their squad play their rugby for the Premiership age grade Academy under-18s team, with the likes of Charlie Wright and Marcus Street, both in the England under-18s squad too. They'll be captained by number 7, Sam Daly. He is indeed the captain of the Chiefs Academy as well. He's played under-18s and under-17s there. And then Nat Byatt, also in the back row with him, who is on a Premiership contract with the Chiefs as well. Jack Sullivan on the wing. Well, he has also played his time at the Falcons Academy for Bicton. So the atmosphere building, we just down below us I can see that the trophy is being sharpened, ready to be put on its pedestal. Just having a look at both of the benches there. There have been a few changes for Hartpury. Likes of Kai Fine, one of the new men in there. Mason Emery, Charlie Chapman, Mason Tonks, all Gloucester under-18s. And for Bicton, well, Aaron Thompson there, number 19. He's had a trial with Scotland. And Aaron Bagwell, he is back after he broke his leg against Hartpury in the first game of the season. He got man of the match in the AASE League final last year. And this is, well, pretty much his first major game back. So a real story for Bagwell, and he will be hoping to get on and make his impact and try and turn this one around. Bicton College, incidentally, during that Rugby World Cup day, they hosted Romania as a training base, so perhaps taking a bit of note from what some of the Eastern European sides were doing in training down there. The Premiership under-18s season is underway. They don't play as many games as the senior sides, of course. They've opened the season with a game in October, and they've got another game coming up, I understand. There are some of the teammates and friends of the players. Hartpury College, a very proud sporting heritage. They're responsible for bringing so many of the England women through their ranks. But I understand that we might be able to have a chance to hear how things are standing from the Bicton College side of things. Let's join Andy pitchside.
I'm joined now pitchside by Bicton coach Rob Gibson. Rob, how are the confidence levels?
Oh, we're just pleased to be here. It's a terrific achievement for the boys this year. We're a young rugby school, so the achievements we've made and strides we've made in the last couple of years are unbelievable. So to be on this stage tonight, playing against perennial champions, unbelievable.
So you feel it's a kind of win-win situation? There's not really any pressure on you that can lead to a good performance?
Oh, we're here to win. We're here to win. But yeah, I mean, pressure's all on them, I guess, isn't it? They've got to lose sometimes. Maybe it's tonight. Maybe we're good enough. Maybe we're not. We'll see in 70 minutes.
What do you expect from Hartpury?
Everything. They've got everything. They've got the full complement. So, but so have we as well. So it's going to be an interesting fight, and see if the boys can stand up to the challenge.
Well, thanks for sparing us a minute. Good luck tonight.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Rob Gibson there. Happy to be here on the one hand, we're here to win on the other. Kiwis in rugby don't say anything but. He's certainly been involved in a few clubs over his time to see some great names play the game under his tutelage, and he'll be hoping that he can see more do the same this evening. It's Hartpury College against Bicton College in the RFU AASE Championship Trophy, live from Allianz Park, here live streaming on englandrugby.com. You're very welcome. And Dave Rogers alongside me. My name's Nick Heath, as we are here in North London in Barnet, Allianz Park. The floodlights are on, and well, those key words from Saracens: discipline, honesty, work rate, all those sort of buzzwords. The big screen shows the supporters that they're also on screen. And Dave, we know it's going to be a challenge for Bicton, as Rob Gibson said there. Hartpury, they've got everything.
They certainly have. I'll tell you what they haven't got in the crowd is coats. It's absolutely freezing here at Allianz Park, and I'm taking a look. There's a lot of hoodies, but not a lot of jackets. I certainly would not want to be without mine. The thing to remember is all of these dynasties come to an end. Last year we had Dulwich's dynasty come to an end at Twickenham. It looked for a while in the 90s as though Colston's would never lose a NatWest or a Daily Mail, as it was then, final. This could be 7 in a row, which would break all records. 7 years, 7 championships. In fact, in that time, Hartpury have only lost 4 games and drawn 1. It is an exceptional record, but with every match they play, they're 1 match closer to that next defeat.
I love that, Dave. I love that. Setting the scene perfectly as we await the entrance of the two teams. It is going to be fascinating to see how they get on. Kerry Sylvester captaining Hartpury College, Sam Daly captaining Bicton College, both playing their rugby in the back rows, and of course in the modern game, as we saw throughout the Rugby World Cup, that's where so much of the game is won and lost. In our Champions Trophy final, well, we saw the likes of James Gulliver doing wonderful things as the back row for Epsom, and I think we're just waiting the moment for the teams to join us, and here they are. Bicton College on the left, Hartpury College on the right. Well, look at this. Both of the sides quite keenly contesting for the middle ground of the field. Referees had to come in and have a word here. That's an early bit of work for Chris Ridley. And seen anything like that before, Dave?
Well, it certainly reminds you of the great Hackers, doesn't it, where teams have dared face up against the mighty All Blacks. Bicton College underdogs here, Hartpury favourites, but just look at that. They've won the first psychological battle. There are a few Hartpury faces glaring towards Bicton. They are absolutely up for this, and why not?
Lovely, lovely bit of Kiwi-style skullduggery. Warren Gatland would have been proud of that by Rob Gibson. Of course, if it came from the coach, it may have been something that the players decided themselves. Let's own the field, let's make it our own. We are ready to get underway then. And the game is started by Hartpury through Robbie Forbes. And in fact, the first act is Hartpury going off their feet and Bicton winning the penalty. And this will be an early chance for Harvey Skinner to get his foot through the ball and take play up that right-hand touchline.
Well, we've had one final today, of course, and there was an overwhelming favourite and an underdog, and the underdog could have taken that match, and it was their discipline that let them down. For Bicton today, discipline is going to be absolutely everything. They forced the early penalty. Let's see what they do with ball in hand.
Matt Simons, one of several players registered to the Chiefs under-18s, throws, and Louis Groves will be one of the main line-out jumpers. But it's been knocked on the floor, and it'll be turnover ball for Hartpury. Harry Randall. Referee's just having a word with his assistant on that side just to check. There was no advantage coming, so we'll come back for the scrum. Chris Ridley is our referee from Cheltenham and the Gloucester Society.
Patience, listen for the hold. Listen for the hold.
Just 22 years of age, but he's been refereeing for 3 years. He's still older than the players. That's the most important thing, isn't it?
8.
Surely.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
It's in from Randall. Penalty comes to Hartpury, and they take it quickly. Randall sets off. He's got real pace. I was talking to the coaches before. They were saying he's a live wire and one to look out for. Bicton come through though, trying to spoil it, but it's a penalty. Bicton wanted to secure possession, but I think the referee unhappy that they were going off their feet. So is this going to be a chance for Hartpury from the tee? No. Forbes is going to put this into the corner, and Hartpury are going to try and show their muscle early on, Dave.
Well, what about that break from Harry Randall, though? Just 17 years old. He's already made first team appearances for Gloucester, one with a bright future, but absolutely electric. There's just no way to combat that. Pace, vision, and being able to read the game. Bicton are going to have to do something to shut him down. But what a statement of intent from Hartpury here with 3 easy points on offer.
Jump at the line wasn't the tidiest, but Ed Bennion did well. Just got enough of a hand to it.
Go White!
Ball squirts out for Randall, wasn't the tidiest. He's got to try and tidy it up. They're going to need someone else to play from half. While Randall's on the floor.
Tackle!
Tackle being made by Charlie Wright. Trying to go straight through the middle is Harry Bowen. Then it's Randall.
Wingers
now they look for the crossfield kick for Robbie Forbes. The winger was onside. The winger was Rhys Tudor. And Hartpury College with a try on 3.5 minutes. And they opened up Bicton as early as that.
Dream start there for Hartpury. It all came from that initial break from Harry Randall, the scrum half. But what a beautifully weighted kick. Rhys Tudor holding his line. In fact, there were 2 Hartpury players out there. Great vision, well executed, and less than 4 minutes in.
Yeah. Please, mate, yeah.
Hartpury showing real signs of intent. It was interesting in his opening interview there. Sean Marston, the head coach, said he doesn't want to take things for granted, but their smallest win this season has been by 19 points, and that was against Moulton. But even that day, they managed to score 46.
Robbie Forbes to add the extras. Just hook that one a little. Yes, it's a fair point, Dave. I mean, Hartpury's victories in finals have seen them cruise to a 50-0 win against Filton College in March.
Just having a look at that kick again, absolutely inch perfect, and great support play from the fullback as well. He was waiting for the inside ball, but there was no need. Rhys Tudor opens his account for the day.
Yes, just talking about those victories, they've cruised to a 50-0 win against Filton College in March. The closest final that Hartpury have been in, given they won them all, was a 15-10 victory over Oaklands in 2013. Here they come again. Really good carry from Morgan Morris, and it's away through Randall. Forbes again, and it's come loose. Picked up by Bicton. They've really not had much of a chance to get their hands on the ball so far. Now they do. And it's Matt Simons, the hooker. carries it forward.
Advantage over for knock on.
Another quick pick and go from Swain.
Tidge.
Advantage being played though, holding on the floor, and really wanted to keep a quick tempo on it. Randall with the quick pick and go. And there's Tudor, the try scorer. Good work from Matt
Lost
Wyatt,
now, White.
man on the Premiership contract with the Chiefs. Just trying to do what a good back rower should do in slowing that ball down. Randall onto Forbes. Forbes has weighted that perfectly. That's brilliant from the fly half, keeping the pressure on Bicton.
Well, in the opening 6 minutes of this match, the halfbacks for Hartpury have been imperious. 2 quick breaks from Randall. Robbie Forbes with a little nudge into the corner there. It actually looked like he'd mishit it, but still turning the screw and piling the pressure on Bicton. It was, of course, his inch-perfect kick that set up the first try. We said Bicton have got their work cut out today. Hartpury not taking it easy on them in the first 7 minutes or so.
Kick downfield, not quite good enough, but Hartpury getting in and sacking the man from the line out, so the penalty will allow Bicton a chance to take a bit more time over
Sacking the
that
player
touch
without
finder
the ball.
down the right-hand side.
Yeah, just there.
Safe enough touch finder from Bicton. Of course, what Bicton have to cope with here is Hartpury just seem to be that slight next level up in terms of accuracy.
In and pause.
Bicton will have to be whiter than white in everything they do. Whilst Hartpury will be trying to get in and amongst them and stop them doing that.
Well, we've spoken about Hartpury's offensive pressure. They've managed to score 368 points in just 7 games, but in 4 of those games they've managed to concede only 1 try as well.
Well, Bicton would be certainly keen to get over the whitewash, given they are already a try down. Sam Daly was the man who went high at the line out. Calm heads
Need
needed.
to roll, please.
And is Harvey Skinner going to fancy a shot at the posts? Just having a check with his teammates.
Shot on goal.
That is going to be the decision. Shaped initially like he might go down the touchline, possibly to show Hartpury the same intent that they'd shown when they went for it, but it's only a 5-point game at this stage. Surely 3 points, if they can get it, would be the right call at this stage.
Absolutely, it would have been a brave team to have gone down the line there. The wind's died down a little bit, but it's still slightly breeze into the face here for Harvey Skinner. This will be a good kick if he can manage it.
Somerset boy, another one of the Chiefs under-18s. Given Hartpury's presence in the Bicton half, 3 points would look very nice for Bicton. He's got the length, it's just faded to the left. Just will need to reset the radar slightly to the right. And Hartpury from the 22 decided to try and drill that as far as possible, but it just got caught a little bit by one of the Bicton hands. Didn't go as far as it might have done, so Bicton still have it. Option down the short side. Oh well, Joe Clark did really well to get the ball back in field to begin with as he was thrown into touch, but then Hartpury do eventually manage to get the ball out.
Thank you.
Look
You've
at
got
the
to
scrum
take it off
half
the
again,
pitch,
though.
please.
As soon as the ball's gone dead, he wants to get his hands on it. Even in that
Line that point,
situation,
that's for you.
he's just
I'll
desperate to
find
get
out,
the
you don't
play
need to.
going, desperate to keep
Fine.
his team ticking over. Some good solid defence there from Hartpury as well. A couple of big collisions. The first Bicton offload was good, but the red and blacks making it very, very difficult for the team in white at the moment.
Jordan Liney. Really good arrow from him there. Good delivery into the line out. And then good flat ball for Hartpury. Defence is solid enough though from Bicton. Not giving them any easy yards there, but they do work some good room on the left-hand side, but well, potential high tackle there. Hartpury come again. Good strong carry. Bowling Bicton defenders out of the way there. Forbes goes low. Randall through the middle. Oh, that's really strong running. And it's going to be an easy run in the end. Robbie Smith. Well, it just opened up for him. The ex-back rower, he's certainly a strong runner. But the waves parted a bit too easily for him there as far as Bicton College are concerned.
There's been a little bit of a shuffle in the centres. Robbie Smith was originally due to play at 12. He shifted to 13, but you're right. He's gone straight through the gap there. It was a decent step off the right foot, but Joe Snow, the scrum half, will not want to see the replay of that. He had his feet and his shoulders in the wrong position. Credit to Robbie Smith. He hit his straps pretty hard. But if Bicton are going to stand any chance in this match, then they need to make those first up tackles. You can't have centres running through 3 players from over 30 yards out to score.
Well, Forbes wasn't able to get his first effort, but makes no problem with his second. Adds the conversion, and Hartpury College lead Bicton by 12 points to 0.
Well, Bicton need to find a way to slow Hartpury down here, and I think the best way for them to do that is to actually go through some phases, keep some possession. We're 12 minutes in, and they've just not been able to do that in the slightest.
Hartpury seem adept at just taking the ball at pace really at the moment. Their runners are coming from deep, even if it's just 2 or 3 metres, they're getting up ahead of steam before they get the ball in hand, and it's just proving difficult for Bicton. Penalty for not rolling away, given against Charlie Wright.
Well, those are the kinds.
It into the corner. Sorry, Dave.
No, I was just going to say, those are the kinds of things that happen to you when things aren't going your way. There was a ball coughed up by Hartpury, but it was a mistake the phase before where Bicton have just left themselves open, giving away another silly penalty. Now, instead of having a scrum on the opponent's 22, they're defending inside their own half again.
Hartpury line out was operating well previously. Bicton have done well to steal it, have they? Eventually it comes back on the Hartpury side. It was knocked forward off a red hand first of all. So Bicton will have the screen.
In the line, yeah. Come across, come across. It's straight, listen for... Crouch! Bind!
Joe Snow, the Bicton College scrum half.
Set!
Saw him taking part in some of Johnny Wilkinson's kicking skills online with the boomerang kick. A Heathfield School pupil. Puts the kick up from the base of the scrum. Chase was good from both Daniel Openshaw and Joe Clark, but Openshaw got there first. Good work from the Hartpury fullback. And with Shaw having run up, they tried to find a little bit of room, but Harvey Skinner is chased back well. Makes the clearance, but people often ask the question as to why teams go about the sort of ping-pong high ball, and well, that's why Hartpury at the end of those exchanges have ended up with a line out just inside the Bicton 10-metre line, and it's
Yeah, as
all
long as you
about
receive
the
it,
resulting field position of putting pressure on your opponents.
Well, they've won the arm wrestle there, haven't they? And all it takes is one mistake from the kick and you're back under pressure. There was a great take from Openshaw, but I'm not sure whether or not he led with a foot as he came in there.
Really good hands from Randall there as it came off the top of the line right to his bootstraps. Oh, they cocked it up though. Charlie Wright gets hold of it.
Stay there.
One of two of the Bicton squad in the England under-18s. What can Bicton do with ball in hand?
It's red!
Certainly stood a long way back, wanting to run deep. There's a moment's hesitation there, but they did come forward. Snow again. Out for Skinner. Thought he might have found some room, but it's just invited Openshaw to run onto it at pace. Snow is then positioned. Not much of a chase on that one. It wasn't really chased by Snow himself. Now careering forward is Randall. Puts the chip into the corner. This is going to be a foot race. Oh, it's just dotted down by Joe Clark. He didn't have long to make that decision, did he?
Not at all. Great chase, but what about that from Randall again? Great pace and great strength. He's so diminutive in stature, but he spots the gap there. He actually took a big shoulder for his troubles. But even running full tilt, he puts an inch-perfect kick in. It was a great chase from the try scorer Smith, but Bicton just managing to avert the danger, at least temporarily.
Well, it's into the hands of Randall again. Then he finds Openshaw. And Openshaw's got open field ahead of him. Randall to the left. Little show back inside. That was lovely from Sylvester, the skipper. And they keep it alive. Bicton have got to be careful. There have been a couple of little high tackles in there that have gone unnoticed. I think they're just being done by the low body positions and feet so far of Hartpury. Good carry from Morris. Now they go short side once more. Bicton did well to close the door on that one. Then Harry Bowen. They're looking to try and play a quick offload game. It's untidy, but it's gone to the floor.
Stay
Bicton have
there,
turned
no!
it over.
No.
Chance for Snow. Puts it upfield. Bicton have got to give a bit more chase here, though, you sense, because Hartpury have got the time to run it back. And Harry Robinson is able to do so. Randall gives it up for Bowen. Another big tackle. Bicton have got to roll away at the base there, which they do. Randall, Forbes looks over to the left corner. He judged that one well. It just sits up and then bounces in. It's constantly keeping Bicton under pressure, and that's what Hartpury are doing well.
Yeah, great change of direction there from Forbes. Spotted the gap. Good vision, and they're back in the 22 again. But just a point on those couple of high tackles that are sneaking in from Bicton. Very often it's tiredness, it's fatigue, and Bicton are nearly 20 minutes in now, and all they've done is defend. So you certainly can't blame the players if they are feeling it a little bit out there, but they just need to get the ball. As soon as they get it, they just want to kick it away, and they're kicking it away, and then they're losing the arm wrestle and putting themselves under pressure.
Well, I think the referee might have maybe just missed the fact that Bicton got detached from the back of that maul before it got forward momentum. They're a little bit fortunate there, and they've got an advantage, and they've made wonderful yards up the field there.
He is through.
Seb Mummery is the number 4, getting in to try and cause all sorts of problems. I think the referee's going to bring them back for a penalty advantage.
Number 1.
It's against Stefan Gibbon.
They made 40 metres there.
Number 1.
It was a really impressive drive. Skinner. Hartpury 12, Bicton College 0. Bicton just with the one opportunity for points on the board, that 45-metre effort from Skinner. Just went left of the uprights. Hartpury, you have to say, deserving of their 2 scores. Simons, the jump's going to be at the back from Swain.
More! Keep it up, Red! Keep it up!
Daly. They've seen them all work once already, and now they've got it going again. This time it's, well, not close to the line, but certainly it's closer if they wanted to rumble. But Hartpury have done well to spoil it.
Hey, now it's lost.
Snow marshals his troops to try and get them in the right position, and then Simons decides to pick it up. The hooker is driven back, slips on the artificial surface, but still presents it. Snow out for Skinner, out the back door for Ryan Lee. Lee doesn't want to get himself isolated as Eric White comes in to make the tackle, and Hartpury want to make this a maul if they can and turn possession over. Bicton have got to try and get it going forward to keep the referee interested in their possession, but they haven't done. And that's strong work from Hartpury defensively.
Yeah, certainly is, but Lee takes it in, and like you said, he's got isolated. It's Hansford and Skinner, the centre and the 10 that are backing him up. No forwards anywhere near.
He looks all right.
And Hartpury defence just gobbling him up there and turning the ball over.
Last scrum was better, well done. Better.
Hansford perhaps the slightly better ball carrier out of the 2 centres for Bicton College. Ryan Lee's certainly got the pace and the sidestep when in open play, but he did get himself a little isolated there. And Hartpury, well, you could tell from the moment he went into that tackle, that was their plan. Never forget that Australia-Ireland match in 2011 where the Irish decided to hold up every ball that came into them from Australia. Completely flummoxed the Wallabies on that day.
Say that.
Randall inside his 22. He sliced that poorly. And, well, he kicked it poorly, he sliced it well. And he's given up possession. 10-15 yards outside his 22. He's handed Bicton over a decent opportunity here. Perhaps they've enjoyed their maul. If they could get a tidy line out here for the catch and drive, could give them an opportunity. Go for the score, draw the penalty, one or the other. They would be happy with, no doubt. Got to get the set piece right to begin with. Simons goes to the back. Well taken. Daly with the run. Gets it out to a scrum half, Snow, but Snow's pass has gone behind them and Bicton have lost a good 30 yards there. Run from Josh Mackin, beat the first defender, that was key. Almost a hint of a forward pass there, but Bicton have done well and they still keep going. Good carry from Charlie Wright. Down on the near side, it's away from Snow. Good flat pass to Swain, he was coming through like a steam train. Penalty option coming. Snow fancies the little chip over the top. He knows he's got the penalty coming, Skinner. And now they'll come back.
2. Beyond the ball, that's elbows on the ground.
Jordan Liney. Under 16 and under 18 Wales hooker should know better. And, well, what's the decision going to be now for Skinner? Well, this early on, they back themselves.
Yeah, let's go, let's go.
He's going for the corner. It's a brave shout.
Certainly is, but going back a few seconds, credit to Dan Swain, the second rower there. I'm not sure he was expecting that pass. He was hitting the gain line.
I think he was advertising himself as a dummy runner, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's
time's off.
Classic second row trick, that is.
Relax.
But he did well, gathered the ball, hit the gain line hard, and
it's going
I think Bicton need that. I think they need their big forwards, their big ball carriers to try and make some inroads into this Hartpury College defence. But great field position for the first time here.
Elbows on the ground.
Let's see what they can do with it.
Just attack the ball. Come in then. We haven't been doing this. Come in then. Time will come back on when you come in. Wait.
Key line out. Oh, now then, that's really well played. Snow, can he get into the corner? He's just thwarted. Lovely move from Bicton at the line out there. Pulled a gap open right through the middle that the scrum half tried to exploit. Now they try and get a drive through. Is the referee going to be able to see a ball get down there? They've got a referee, they're clear and obvious. 5 metre scrum as it's held up.
Held up, scrum.
That was a lovely bit of work at the set piece.
Certainly was, but what a tackle from Jordan Liney on the line. great defensive work there from the hooker, saved a certain 5-pointer.
Go, boys.
You could just see the way that this line out worked. Big emphasis on the back, then one at the front, and then it opened up for Snow. Lovely, lovely move.
Bind.
Bicton have almost shown their hand in that one too early,
Set.
having not scored the try from it. Ball's in from Snow.
Hold!
Big drive. Had that come out of the scrum? I think it had, and Snow was almost trying to play number 8 and keep it in, but Hartpury had already upset it. That's great defensive work. Randall. Joe Clark is underneath it, plays infield to Mackin. Mackin gets going, the defensive line is high. That's a poor pass from Mackin to Sullivan. Got an awful lot of work to do. It's got into touch. Joe Clark's pass, not ideal.
Well, that's happened a few times, but credit the Hartpury defensive line from that kick. 6 of them in a row. But once again, Bicton here, this has happened far too many times where they've had the opportunity to firstly attack when they were on the edge of the Hartpury 22, but then counter-attack. There was space to run into there if they got beyond that first defensive lift, but the pass is off the left hand.
Let's go.
Bitterly disappointing.
I'm going to guess that Josh Mackin is a right-hander. Hartpury. Oh my goodness me, there was a big challenge. Daniel Openshaw's got a bit of work to do to get back in field. Randall looks left and then goes right. Oh, now was that forward? Referee was right in line. Happy to spot that it was.
A few mistakes creeping in from Hartpury here. They'll be disappointed with that, because with the early score and then that great individual effort from the outside centre, Robbie Smith, they had the opportunity to really turn the screw and get away. But a couple of mistakes, a few penalties, and then the forward pass. I mean, you've got to admire their willingness to offload, and it was a great support run from Eric White there, the number 12. But once again, they've coughed it up, and Bicton find themselves ball in hand inside the half, well, that they want to be in, that they've not spent nearly enough time in from their perspective.
Those are the thoughts of Dave Rogers alongside me here on the live stream. The RFU ACE Championship trophy. It's away through Snow. Now they go out. Joe Clark makes some decent yards.
That's fine, nothing wrong with
manages to
that.
set it back. Now they go short side. Snow. Swain couldn't quite get the ball away, and he's driven into touch.
Been impressed with the Hartpury drift, actually. There have been a few times where Bicton have tried to move it wide, left and right, and Hartpury just seem to be able to almost usher them into touch. It's not even necessarily making big hits or last-ditch challenges. They're very, very organised defensively.
Wait there then, wait.
Defensive line out for Hartpury. Great jump. Mummery. And a little chip through into the midfield, but Clark did well. Saw what was on there. Came forward and claimed it. But Hartpury have managed to force the turnover. Randall, oh, is he going to get through the gap himself? No, feeds off to his prop Gibbon. And then they come down the left-hand side, back into Randall, get into play. Randall still going. Has to go round the back of the referee to continue his run. Tackle's made. Oh dear, that's going to be against Skinner. Not rolling away. Tap and go is taken. Bicton have got to wake up to defend it. Hartpury within 3 metres. Randall
Backwards.
squirts out behind him.
Tackle! Let go, White, let go!
Hartpury come again. They want to try and get it down the back line. Forbes trying to go through himself.
Brook, no! He...
We saw the crossfield kick earlier on in the game, but Bicton have turned it over. They'll be very pleased with that. What can they do from this position? Jack Sullivan's just got himself caught there, and Hartpury have turned it over. And perhaps Bicton should have been a little bit more disciplined about trying to clear their lines first and running it out of their own 22. Hinckley. Randall, long floated pass over the top for Liney. He's over. Jordan Liney, the hooker, scores Hartpury's third try. And with half an hour played, well, the scoreboard is, it's got a slightly worrying look to it if you're a fan of Bicton College.
Well, they're like a pack of dogs, aren't they? Look at this from Liney first. He made that try-saving tackle a couple of minutes ago. He actually received that ball, not in a particularly favourable position. He had his hands up, he had no momentum. But he really found that leg drive, found that strength to get over the whitewash, taking a few defenders with him. But what about that defensive work to turn the ball over? As you said, Bicton, ill-discipline in not clearing their lines, but managing to force that turnover. Brilliant, brilliant work from the Hartpury backline. And it's a long way back now for Bicton.
Robbie Forbes to go 2 from 3. Oh, it's just off the upright. Another one gets away from Forbes. 17 points to 0 then. Hartpury College with the lead over Bicton.
2.5.
One of the challenges for Bicton is going to be not letting their heads drop, really.
5.
They've done some decent stuff. Oh, it's been knocked on.
It's knock on.
Effectively knocked on twice there, I think, by Bicton. Hartpury, they'll look to take full advantage of the advantage, and my goodness, that's a really strong run. And then supportive line, excellent from Morgan Morris. It's then just gone forward, but a knock on from the restart, and look where it's allowed Hartpury to get an advance of a good 40 metres, and they certainly cough up the ball, but conditions here, just a gently cloudy evening, the moon looking beautiful above Allianz Park. Work rate, there you go. That's what we're seeing plenty of from Hartpury. It's like an extra floodlight up there, look.
Stay on the screen.
Ball's there for Snow.
Wait.
Skinner with the kick downfield. It's gone out on the full, he was outside his 22.
Well, he said work rate. Look at the full-back there, sprinting up the line, trying to give himself the opportunity to take that quickly.
That one.
Sean Marston said before the match, you don't want to take anything for granted, and he's right, and this team certainly haven't. I think the frustrating thing for Bicton is the fact that they've spent so much of this half on the back foot, but it was 2 mistakes that have led to tries. The first, of course, an individual piece of brilliance with that kick. Nothing they could really do about that, but they've stolen this one.
Well, Bicton nicked one. It's there for Snow.
Step. No. No.
Well, the referee's going to give a penalty there. He told Kerry Sylvester several times.
3 times.
There you go. I said no 3 times, he says.
You do it quickly.
Referee says they'll have time for the line out if he pops it into touch quickly as we come towards the end of this first half. This a last chance for Bicton College. They haven't got any points on the board so far. Can they get themselves into a position to do so off first phase? Simons. Oh, it's gone over the top of Swain. Hartpury with possession.
Let go of him now, 3.
In a decent position to almost have turned it over then and drawn the penalty. Forbes, flat ball, knocked forward, and that will be the last act of the first half. Referee Chris Ridley blows the whistle at the end of the first 35. And Hartpury, well, we don't take anything for granted, and certainly, as the coach said, pre-match, it's a different set of players every year. They don't go along with the idea that they're set to ink their name on, I was going to say ink their name on the trophy. I think you engrave it these days, don't you? But yeah, certainly Hartpury doing what we expected of them in that first half. Hartpury College 17, Bicton College 0. And just as we'll bring up some half-time highlights for you in a moment. But Dave, what do Bicton need to get right in that second half?
I think the scoreline's about right, but Bicton, to a point, have been masters of their own downfall. I mean, you can't make it easy for a team like Hartpury, and there have been a few times in that half where they have. I started to speak about the tries, but they've missed first up tackles that'll frustrate them. They've had those wayward passes that'll frustrate them. They've got an opportunity to launch an attack at the line, last play of the match, and then they butcher the line out. So I think they'll be quite happy with the way they've defended to a point, because Hartpury have been absolutely relentless. I described them earlier as a pack of dogs. In defence, it's an absolute nightmare. They're there in 2s, 3s, 4s. It feels as though they can force a turnover literally every time Bicton take the ball into contact.
So try scorers in that first half, Tudor, Smith and Liney. There was just the one opportunity for Harvey Skinner to get points on the board for Bicton College, and he wasn't quite able to slot that 45-metre effort. Let's have a look at the tries from the first half then.
Well, the first one came 6 minutes in. Lovely touch there from the outside half, and Tudor on the right wing. It was a good catch, and he did enough to fend off the fullback. I've been keeping my eye on him since that try, and he has been absolutely hugging that right-hand touchline. So don't be surprised if we see that move again. The fullback, Josh Mackin, he might be a little bit disappointed, but I tell you who will be disappointed is the entire... We've got 2 men who should be making tacklers there. 12 and 8 are 2 tacklers who you expect to do big work in defence throughout the half. They've both fallen off Robbie Smith. Admittedly, it was a powerful run, it was a great step off the right foot, but at this level you have to be making those kind of first up tackles. After that, that's a great kick into the corner there. The scrum half, Harry Randell, he is an absolute live wire. He's put yourself on that pitch and you would hate to be playing against someone like that, like him. Even though he's diminutive, he just seems to make things happen. There he is, putting the ball out off the left hand. Lovely float pass to the hooker Liney, who still had a lot of work to do. This will be a great angle to see it there. Look, he takes it high, but there's no one putting pressure on him defensively. Steps off the right foot. All the front rowers love to get a step in. He'll be talking about that for months. But again, he's run through 13 there. He's run through a back row. He's done a lot of work to do. So, yes, 17-0. Yes, Hartpury have had the most of the match. However, 2 mistakes. Because what we didn't see was just before that third try was the fact that Bicton had the opportunity to clear their lines. Instead, they tried to run it out. There was great defensive pressure from Hartpury. They forced another turnover, and then you're on the back foot. What can you do?
Absolutely. Well, there are the challenges that lay ahead for Bicton as Hartpury turn the screw. Incidentally, just looking at Liney's try, we are on Saracens ground. It's Schalk Brits-esque to be dancing around on your feet, trying to get through like a centre. And we can have another little look at that first try as well. I think we've got a tasty little replay to show you as the crossfield kick came. And there it is.
Yeah, it was a lovely touch. And just look at this take here. I think it's difficult early on in the match. You don't expect things like that to happen. That's that little bit of sort of maverick ability. However, Rhys Tudor was obviously expecting it. You wonder whether there could have been a little bit of vision, a little bit of organisation from Josh Mackin, the Bicton College 15. He was isolated. Could he have called someone out with him? Where was the left winger who should have been marking Rhys Tudor? But either way, very, very well executed. Great touch, great score, and it kind of set the tone for the half, really.
Well, there is Liney right in the centre of your picture with the curly hair. Hartpury. They really are a solid unit on and off the field. They've got plenty of support from the boys and the girls, through the internationals that have come through the ranks, those that have gone on to play at Gloucester. They are hugely supportive of each other, and I'm sure that many from Hartpury are watching this live stream. Very good afternoon, evening to you. For Bicton College, well, they will have the restart. They've got to put the pressure on. We've seen a few times those box kicks from Joe Snow. And the chase perhaps not as effective as it might be to put the pressure on Hartpury. Half-time score, Hartpury 17, Bicton 0, as Bicton get us restarted. We're here at Allianz Park for the RFU AASE Championship Trophy. Hartpury trying to run it out of their own 22, and oh, there's a lovely dummy, and absolutely flying downfield is Forbes. Looks for the ball out wide. Robinson comes back in field. They're trying to get him into touch, and the flag goes up. Forbes on an absolute flyer there, the fly half.
That dummy was exceptional. It was one of those ones, it was so good, it even fooled me. I was looking for the ball to come out to the left-hand side, but it's not just throwing the dummy, it's putting the hammer down, getting through that gap, and also the support runners. He had two options, an inside option and an outside option, and straight away they've picked up where they left off. Let's take a look at this. It was a great offload as well. He was the one who gave the pass and received it, managed to take the pressure off himself by getting past Ryan Lee. Then he throws the dummy. Look at that vision as well. He's got support runners coming up on the outside. Straight away, Bicton under pressure. I was about to talk about ways that Bicton could put pressure on in the second half. I think they need to use the forward pack a little bit more. I think they had quite a bit of joy when they managed to get the drive on the set piece, but they need to make those first up tackles.
So we've just got a momentary pause as Bicton look to make the change. There was a yellow card from the referee there. Yellow card was shown. There seems to be a bit of confusion over who the man is who's leaving the field and whether we need a replacement to come on. It seems to be Bicton's for Louis Groves, who's been given the yellow card. We didn't quite get to see what that was related to.
Oh, you have done before.
Line out over on the far side for Hartpury. Line out one, away through Randall. Forbes uses his back row colleague Hinckley to punch the ball up. Now they come right, and they've got numbers there if they can ship it, which they do. And look who's out there, it's Liney again. He was told by the coaches pre-match that he's an abrasive, powerful and competitive runner. Well, he keeps popping up in those positions. He certainly used all of those skills in scoring that try towards the end of the first half. Mummery, the second row, carries on. Oh, and then Randall with a lovely dummy. His jinking feet back inside. And Harry Randall is worth every bit of that try. 5 points for Hartpury, and it takes them over 20 points. As you said earlier, Dave, you'd hate to be facing it, wouldn't you? You've just got to take your hat off.
Oh, it's glorious. Absolutely glorious. Just 17 years old. You give the boy an inch and he'll take a mile. Take a look at this. Picks it up, sees that there's a mismatch. He's up against a front rower and a second rower. Throws the dummy off the left hand. And look at that big smile on his face because he knows he's done the full back as well. Josh Mackin left flat-footed, and Harry Randall scores a glorious try.
Take nothing away from how difficult it is to defend a runner like that, but we have seen Josh Mackin not look like the firmest last line of defence a few times so far in the match.
It does sound as though we're being particularly critical of him. I mean, he'd certainly do a better job than me in that situation, but wowee, Harry Randall. There have been a few times he's cut the Bicton College defence to absolute ribbons.
Hartpury 24, Bicton College 0. Oh, that ball's just bounced up
Leave it.
into the face of Joe Snow, I think.
Passed it to a different player. Player who has it in touch must take the quick line out.
I think Hartpury tried to take the quick line out, but it had gone from one player who took it out of the field into the hands of another to take the line out, and you can't do that. So we shall have it the more conventional fashion.
I think something worth mentioning as well is the two halfbacks, Randall and Forbes, having a great game offensively, but they're able to do that because they're getting real protection in defence from the back row. They're not the biggest of guys, so the back row having to work particularly hard.
Well, they were nearly through again there. And you're saying they're getting protection from the back row. They're using them as well brilliantly. That was a combination of Hinckley and Morris. Morris just unable to hold that slightly low pass that came off the deck from Hinckley. But you're absolutely right. It is that combination, the protection at the right moments and the opportunity to do the grunt and the hard stuff once they've been put through holes by the feet of their halfbacks. That's giving Hartpury the opportunity to really play with such strong go-forward ball.
Crouch!
And they're starting to hit the gain line at pace as well, which means they can get those offloads away. And if they start to stick, then Bicton are in real trouble.
Stay there.
In from Snow. Feeds it to the left. First phase, Skinner. A little bit hesitant. Comes back in field. Recycles well. Popped up for Jed Kirkin.
No hands on the ball now. Thank you.
Trialled with Wales under 18s. Plays with the Wales Exiles.
That's fine. He's gone. Can't.
Hartpury
Was
players
fine.
has just taken a bit of a knock. I think it's the skipper, Sylvester. Just got up a little bit gingerly out of your shot after that last tackle. Physio's just having a word with him. I think he's just trying to shake it off, but I think the referee is rather keener to suggest that he should go off and be assessed.
It's your ball, not red.
Well, certainly we have a moment of time off anyway.
Well, back rowers absolutely hate going off.
This was the carry by Kirkin. And you can just see in the foreground there, Sylvester holding the back of his head.
Yeah.
Louis Groves is getting ready to rejoin. You can just see him there.
Yeah, fine.
And we are going to see Kerry Sylvester just having to leave the field. It might have been a bit of breakdown in communication from the referee to the physio there, but that'll be a chance for Jacob Parker. Come onto the field. Bicton scrum. Can the Devon outfit offer something from this set piece? Breaks up. Referee's going to get it reset. Gets away. Snow goes one way, then turns back on the other, and he might have isolated Hartpury here. Could they get in the corner? Oh, Hartpury defend well enough. Referee's right on the spot, checks with his touch charge. It's try time for Bicton.
Great work from Joe Snow. You know, I thought the chance had gone. They had the 2-on-1 and the defender had committed himself, and I thought, do you know what, Joe Snow needs to throw the dummy here and go himself, but instead he gave the pass. The Hartpury defender unable to put the ball into touch. And that's great stuff from Bicton, venturing into the 22 and coming away with a score.
Well, they would love to add the extras. It's not going to be the easiest effort for Skinner. A hush befalls Allianz Park. Snow's kick. Not quite good enough. It was a tricky effort. And Hartpury have Kerry Sylvester coming back onto the field. Also Mason Emery coming on as the teams start to effect some changes.
Yeah, Joe Snow did well there. Harry Randall was chasing him down, but it was a good change of direction from Snow. Managed to get the offload away to the left winger, who did exceptionally well to keep the ball in play, did Joe Clark. Joe Snow pounced on it and managed to grab the try that his industry deserves.
You too as well.
Joe to Joe and back to Joe. And yes, indeed, he's been one of the busier performers. Big jump there from Louis Groves from the restart, but he didn't quite get his hands on it, and it's therefore the aforementioned live wire. Randall. He's going to look short side. Had one dummy runner and then Forbes, and then they've got a bit of room to let Harry Robinson go. Comes back in field. Snow is there to try and effect the tackle. Sam Daly has got to get back to his feet as well. Hartpury still with Morgan Morris. He's a strong carrier of the ball. There's the hooker. We've seen him already in action, Jordan Liney. Barrels forward and takes a few more metres, but he's held on to the ball. Got himself a little bit isolated, and Bicton will have a get out of jail free card.
Yeah, Jordan Liney again, big carry, but as you said, he is isolated, and that's not something that we've associated with Hartpury, particularly in this match. They always seem to have got numbers there. But Liney there, just biting off a little bit more than he could chew. I think the back row will be disappointed in that, because they know exactly what Liney's going to do. And they know that he's got the leg drive. They know that he's going to be able to absorb the first collision, and they just need to time their runs to get there, to clear it out. And they were unable to do it that time. And as you say, Bicton back up to the halfway line. Get out of jail free.
Plenty of time left then in this one for Bicton. Certainly don't want to patronise them by saying they're going to be happy enough with that score, but certainly it's pleasing to see that there's no longer a zero, no longer the donut on that side of the score sheet. They've got the ball here on the halfway line.
Thank you.
Snow gets away, has the dummy run from his fly half. Snow then puts the chip through. Gathered by Hartpury, but it's untidy. Randall. He is capable of turning nothing into something. And that ball's gone out on the full. So Bicton doing well on the loose there to keep the pressure on, and they'll get themselves a line out on the 22-yard line.
Well, Hartpury showing that they're fallible. Have they switched off? Very difficult to tell, but a couple of mistakes there up at the far end, attacking the line. We get Liney giving away a penalty. They concede the try, and then the kick goes out on the full. I'm sure these are all coincidences. However, Bicton need to seize these crumbs of comfort and try and make something happen with this good field position.
Line out is taken short at the front. Goes immediately to ground. Referee is right on the spot to check how legally or not that was done.
Call, no hands, red, no red. Stay there.
Hartpury are doing everything they can to spoil it. Carry from Bicton. They don't want to get isolated. It's there for Snow again. It's dummied back to the left. I'm not sure what's on that side. Marcus Street, the man to carry that time. Then it's Charlie Wright. One England under-18s man to the other.
Stay there then. No, red!
Snow.
Lost.
It's taking a little moment to consider which way to go, which is not the sort of quick ball that might threaten this side.
Didn't survive the clear out,
turnover
red.
there from Mason Emery. He was got out of there just in time by Bicton before he caused a problem. Skinner has to play scrum half. Oh, little shimmy from him and he nearly gets through. Brought down by Morris. Louis Groves, has he just knocked that on at the base? He has done. Not had a second half to remember, Groves, really, has he?
Sir, look at that. I'm punching him up.
And we've just got a bit of kissing and cuddling going on.
Boys, come on. I didn't see who it was for Bicton, but he shoved Jordan Liney as Liney was walking away. And then this happens.
We shall wait until the players are ready, and no doubt that'll be what the referee is thinking as well.
I think that's a little bit of frustration from Bicton, though, because they were starting to build some pressure. We see the outside half, Harry Skinner there, just taking it on, taking a few players with him, but then here's the mistake. At the base, just took his eyes off the ball as he was looking to take on Ed Benny and the number 5. And then all of a sudden that hard work is undone and a bit of frustration just boiling over.
It is amazing how many times when you see a knock-on like that, the sole reason is they took their eye off the ball.
Yep, absolutely.
So the referee having a word with his assistant then, Chris Ridley. He's handled the game well.
Do you know, just before all of this, I was about to say how well he's done. I mean, we've got him in our ears here.
Well, it was Harvey Skinner who decided to have a little go at Jordan Liney.
Brave boy.
Yeah, absolutely. Skinner's going to have
Off you go, retaliate.
a few minutes in the bin. And Liney's going to have a few minutes as well. Well, the referee said retaliation for Skinner, so perhaps from that replay where I saw him having a little go at Liney, there was something before that I hadn't spotted. But either way, both teams will be back down to 14.
What I was going to say was the referee has done very well communicating with the players. We've got the benefit of his microphone in our ears, and he always gives them fair warning. He tells them exactly where he wants them. He tells them what they can and what they can't do. Now, if it was just a yellow card for Skinner, that's a key player missing for Bicton, but Hartpury now missing one of their main ball carriers.
Yes, it's interesting to work out which of those will be a bigger loss to each of those sides.
Absolutely. But even more frustrating for Bicton, instead of a scrum where they'd have been able to maybe apply some pressure and force Hartpury to kick long, instead they've given away the penalty. So whereas the kick would have probably gone out near the halfway line and been a Bicton throw in, it's now a Hartpury chance to launch another attack from deep.
Jacob Parker coming onto the field then. We saw him a little earlier on, providing some temporary relief while Kerry Sylvester was just getting checked out.
And Bagwell, number 21, making his way on for Bicton too.
That's a good gap,
Great
17.
to see Bagwell onto the field.
Thanks.
We mentioned him at the start of the game, broke his leg against Hartpury in the first game of the season.
In then, red,
The match in the
in,
A
red.
final last year, and in coming back to fitness, this is his first major game back, so that is good to see, and we certainly wish him well. Great jump from Mummery. Morris with the carry. It's there for Randall. Forbes gets away from the first tackle, and a good little show. They've got options left and right. Ball comes back in field. Almost a little bit surprised as it came into the hands of Ryan Lee there. Randall scuttles back to full back position, and as the kick comes over, the scrum half has done really well to be positioned to take that on the full. Got great feet and a great rugby brain, and what's Randall going to try and create here? Really good support running from Tudor. Scored that try from the crossfield kick on the 6th minute of the game. Hartpury have it. They've got
Let go
at
White.
the moment.
Thank you. No, no.
Randall, Forbes. It's a big shoot out of the line by Jed Kirkin to try and close it down, but they have got room to try and release Robinson. Robinson down the left side. Is Robinson going to get there? Harry Robinson gets the try. They couldn't keep him out, and the man who had the experience of playing opposite a certain Neil Scudder, one of the players of the Rugby World Cup, well, he's shown his own ability to finish there. He had work to do and was strong enough to power over for the score.
Well, when we get the chance to have a look at a replay of this, just look at the way he attacks the line. He just varies his pace. Here we go, up the left-hand side, beats the one defender. Great strength there just to swat the attacker away. But he just checks his run a little bit so that he can fix the defender. It's number 13, Ryan Lee, who he fixes. Lee thinks he's going to usher him into touch. He just puts the anchors on, stands Lee up, and he's able to power over in the corner. That is some finish from the left winger.
Yes, technically accurate, and Forbes will have an opportunity from over on this left touchline to take Hartpury over the 30-point mark. Just left of the uprights. So it'll remain 29 points to 5 to Hartpury College. Hartpury's 5th try, and well, I think we're safely in the sort of territory that says Hartpury have got their hands on this trophy now. Plenty of changes being made for both sides. The likes of Openshaw, Hinkley and Tudor have left the field for Hartpury College.
Make sure we stay behind then, guys.
More changes being made. Number 19 just running into your shot, Aaron Thompson for Bicton College. Thompson, who's had trials with Scotland.
Perfect.
And making way, number 1, Jed Kirkin. Scotsman on for a Welshman. Forbes comes rushing forward to take that. We've seen some really strong running from Robbie Smith this afternoon, this evening, Hartpury outside centre. Seems capable of playing inside and outside. Randall, Forbes, caught themselves a little bit narrow potentially, but wingers have just taken a bit more room on the outsides as, well, the tackles are just falling off now from Bicton, even more so than they were previously. Morgan Morris. Again, the foresight just to put the brakes on and let the support arrive. Forbes pops it up for Bennion. They've got 2 options left if they want them. Morris, Randall just goes down a bit of a blind alley as Robbie Hansford makes the tackle.
12, no 12!
Again, as much of the story was in the first half, Bicton having to do so much defending, and it just is so tiring. Randall, Forbes, dummy runners in front, so he comes out the back. Tom Webb onto the field in the red scrum cap. He's a small chap, but he's a lithe runner. Forbes again, trying to make it all tick. Randall. Sylvester. Penalty comes for Hartpury.
Hand on the ground, lads.
It's against Dan Swain. You can get yourself into a decent position to try and effect the turnover, but if your body weight's too far forward and your hands are on the ground, well, the referee is likely to pin you. It's effectively the first stage of going over the top or off your feet.
Just looking at that Bicton College line there as they were waiting for the ball to be kicked to touch. There are a lot of hands on hips, a lot of deep breathing going on. They have been made to work very, very hard by this Hartpury outfit.
They're not quite waving the white flag, but you can certainly sense that a few of the players are sensing they've almost had enough of this.
Hang on. Hang on. You're not done now. Let's go.
Hartpury's line out. Jacob Parker.
That's fine. Through the middle.
From Mummery.
Keep it up, White. Keep it up. That's your own man that's gone down.
Hartpury bring it to deck themselves. Forbes. Another opportunity
12
for Robbie
away.
Smith. Just carried it well, solidly. He's a former back rower, Robbie Smith, so he knows how to do that. But turnover for Bicton. Oh, it's not a great clearance. Just been sliced off the right boot, of course. With Harvey Skinner in the bin, Ryan Lee was the man asked to do the clearance kick to touch on that occasion. And just after he does that, Harvey Skinner comes back onto the field after the yellow card.
Say that again.
Yeah, not the perfect kick, but good pressure from Hartpury, though.
Guys, 6.
On the charge down. All it takes is the sort of sight of an opponent in your peripheries, then a split second, or you snap at the ball, snatch at the ball, should I say, and then that kick is sliced into touch.
Parker with a cheeky little line at the front. Throw at the front, rather.
Still legal. He was first.
Bicton might have turned it over again here.
Take to touch.
Oh, Bicton will be disappointed with that. The referee was happy with the turnover, but then I think as the scrum half went to play the ball, he picked it up with a foot in touch.
Great tackle.
There have been a few of those today. It's been a frustrating evening for Bicton.
Step off then, because the line's yours.
I think it's just one of those days, I'm afraid.
Line. 7, 3, line. Line.
35 minutes a half, incidentally. We will be playing to 70. Our clock top left will be as close a representation as we can get it to. Drive is on from Hartpury. Randall is communicating with them as much as they can.
Detached.
It's there for the scrum half.
Line, thank you.
Flicks it away. Bennion, he's pushed more to the side than he gets go forward, but they've got room out to the left, have they? Robbie Smith couldn't quite get there that time. Now they come round the back. Forbes. Defensive line was strong from Bicton. They get themselves a bit narrow. Liney carries and sets up the ruck. Doing his best to close the door is Charlie Wright.
Advance.
Penalty advantage now coming.
Stay there.
Randall.
He's gone, leave him.
And then he's tried to take it quickly and he gets through. Well, that was intelligent play. Randall with the little knock on at the base to force the penalty from the referee. He then takes it quickly, catches Bicton napping. Try number 6.
Well, he knew exactly what he was doing. We heard the referee shout, leave him. As you said, just great vision from the scrum half with the knock on, the quick tap. No way Bicton had any time to recover. He runs it in from 5 or 6 yards for his second. What an evening it's been for the scrum half.
Well, he leaves the field after a decent 10-point contribution and keeping things ticking over. He's been such energy from the base, and he's worked brilliantly with Forbes, who just fades that one away.
Let's take another look at this then. Quick tap as soon as the referee offers the penalty. He actually still had quite a lot to do. That's a great angle there. Stepped off the left foot and the right. Took a couple of bigger men than himself over the line with him. Just about dabbed it down.
Well, I think he knew that everybody who was stood in front of that line, which was almost the whole Bicton team, was offside, given the position of where the penalty was coming. So the referee knew exactly what was happening, and then Bicton, from that restart, it goes out on the full. It might be white flag time now, I sense.
Well, it's important for them that it's not. The coach, Rob Gibson, said before the match that they were pleased to be here, but they don't want to let themselves down. And for large periods of this game, they have had a lot of work to do. And they've stood toe-to-toe with Hartpury. Hartpury have scored a lot of points this season, and at times Bicton have made it easy for them. However, it's important that they finish strong here. It's 29-5 at the moment. They're not going to win this match.
Set.
But if they go down without a fight, I think they'll leave Allianz Park with regrets, and that's the last thing they want to happen.
Yes, absolutely. It is all about making sure they play and leave with a bit of pride as far as Bicton are concerned.
Watch your feet. Watch your feet. 10, roll clear.
Ball is kicked into the right-hand corner from Hartpury, and that is inch perfect. When it's going good, it's going very good when you're from Hartpury. 23 for Bicton College comes onto the field. Ed Pope takes his position under the posts. Your first duty, Ed, stop another Hartpury try.
Nice and quick.
No pressure.
They're in the mood for it, aren't they? If they come in for the line out. Changes for both sides. It's down for Hartpury. They consider going route one. Bicton's Dan Swain is just picking himself up in the right of that ruck. Forbes, oh, little show himself. Nearly went through the gap. Uses one of the bigger men, Bennion. Goes 2 metres short. Then the carry from Morris, and he's over. Try for Morgan Morris. Well, that just shows the relationship between the backs and forwards. And Hartpury are beginning to rack up the scores now in the latter stages of this match.
Well, there's a Bicton player down. I think it's Dan Swain, the number 5. Oh no, I do apologise. It's Joe Clark, the number 11. But let's take another look at this. All of a sudden, everyone wants to get their hands on the ball. It was a great carry in from Ed Bennion. Thought he could go himself, but they get the ball away. It's the number 8, Morgan Morris, with a chance to get his hands on the ball. Difficult to stop from there. He's had a good game. In fact, that's a reward for the back row. Worked particularly hard as a unit.
Charlie Chapman onto the field is the man to take over the kicking duties. Unfortunately, he seems to be wearing similar boots to Forbes, as he's not quite managed to get that one through the sticks. But 39 points to 5. Hartpury are cruising
Kicking
now.
left, yeah.
Harvey Skinner. Oh, bit of miscommunication there from Hartpury. And it's going to be tidied up on the floor by Chapman. Oh, there's an interception for Skinner, an absolute gift. Bicton cheer themselves. Thank you very much. An early Christmas present for Skinner. And he decides he's going to take the conversion as a drop kick. 39 points to 12 then. It's got a slightly better look on it for Bicton.
Well, that was a gift, wasn't it? But at this stage of the game, just over 5 minutes left on our clock. There'll probably be slightly more on the referees, but Hartpury are going to throw caution to the wind, and they're going to look to finish in style, trying to run it out from their own 22. But credit to Harvey Skinner, he's had a decent game as the Bicton number 10.
Got himself involved in a bit of a skirmish, didn't he? Just needed to cool down a little, I think. He's come on and got himself into a good position for that try.
You're beaten by the ruck.
Now they come down the right-hand side. Joe Maul onto the ball, big ball carrier. And it's away from Bagwell. Scrum half feeding Kenny. Bagwell again. Minot.
2 release! Thank you.
Showing decently for Bicton. Bit of energy, or Skinner with the juggle. Then puts it downfield, and it was just knocked forward by Ben Borman. Well, we've seen some decent displays from both sides. But Dave, your man of the match?
Well, he's on your screen right now with a big smile on his face. That's Harry Randall, a couple of tries, and he is just a live wire. And listen to that reception as it's announced. He's also up on the big screen in the stadium. From the very first time he got his hands on the ball, and he just cut the Bicton defence to ribbons. The couple of tries he scored were fantastic. He's just made things tick over, and if you're a back, you want someone like that scrum half, Harry Randall, pulling the strings for you. Big future for that man.
And as we discussed earlier, combined brilliantly with Forbes as well. At number 10, Robbie Forbes, who was almost in with a shout of that accolade himself. Didn't have the greatest afternoon with the boot, though.
Yep, I think Forbes had a good game. He was one of the contenders. Reece Tudor and Robbie Smith have had great games too. Let's not forget Jordan Liney, who's been absolutely exceptional. Maybe just tainted by that yellow card. Probably took him out of contention for man of the match.
Hold!
Digging and getting it away. Bagwell. It's a little loose out the back. Skinner's going to have to tidy up. Hartpury aren't going to leave him any time to do so. It's eventually tidied up by Sullivan. It's untidy over there as the players get stuck in. The referee's going to have to just keep on top of it. And in fact, the referee has said that's enough. The Hartpury players run on from the near side to congratulate their side. The world keeps turning as Hartpury are the AASE League final champions once more. They've beaten Bicton College by 39 points to 12.
Well, statistically, that makes them the most successful team at this age group in the history of English rugby. They've overtaken that Colston's team that won 6 in a row in the 90s. Dulwich won 4. Colston's won 6, and now in this competition, Hartpury have won 7 in a row. And I don't think anyone can begrudge them at all. It's very easy to take things for granted when you're this successful. But 1 to 23, the work rate, the effort level, the graft that they put in, they are worthy champions of this competition.
They opened the scoring with Tudor, the likes of Smith, Liney, a brace by Randall, Robinson, and finished off by the number 8 Morgan Morris. 7 tries, 7 titles in a row, as Dave Rogers says, and a full-time score of Hartpury College 39, Bicton College 12 in the RFU AASE Championship trophy here at Allianz Park. The players just regrouping themselves. Bicton, well, they came up against a very, very tough opponent, and Hartpury, well, we certainly heard pre-match how there was no expectation that they would get the job done, but they've got the job done, and we will be getting some reaction from them in due course. And in the meantime, we can have a little look at the tries that were scored in this second half. And Dave, well, Hartpury just pulled away.
Well, they were under a little bit of pressure from Bicton at the beginning of the half, but then all of a sudden, all of that pressure is released by Harry Randall. Have a little look at that. Saw the mismatch. He was up against 2 tight 5 forwards, and look at the smile on his face. He knows the quality there. 2 defenders with no chance of catching him, and then that step off the right foot. Josh Mackin would hope that he'd choose an option outside him, but instead he caught them all flat-footed and napping. There was a little bit of a ray of light here for Bicton. It wasn't just Harry Randall who had quality at 9. Joe Snow, a lot physically bigger, but showing that he also had the turn of pace. Great change of direction. Managed to find Joe Clark outside him. Clark did well with 2 tacklers under pressure. He managed to keep the ball in, get the offload away. And Joe Snow, for me, this might have been the pick of the bunch, because that is superb work from the left winger, Harry Robinson. had 2 defenders to beat. We can see him swat away the tackle there with his right hand, check his run, then just get outside Ryan Lee and drag him over the line with him. The match was well and truly won by there, but this is that man, the man of the match, Harry Randall again. Knew that the advantage was being played, waited for the referee's movement, and with all the opposition offside, he surged towards the line. Look at his awareness. He's looking at the referee, looking at the referee, looking at the referee. He says go, and he is gone. Also, credit to the number 5 there, Ed Bennion, for actually getting out the way, because if he'd have been accidentally offside then, there would have been absolute heck to pay. Just look at his movement there, Bennion, just shifting his backside out the way and letting the scrum half through for his second try before he was
doing that move on the dance floor later.
Yeah.
And then the forwards effort, Morgan Morris getting on the score sheet as well. Bit of a close range pick and drive, but at that stage, well, the defence was in tatters, really.
Yeah, certainly was, but there's that man, Bennion again, number 5. He got out of the way for the 1 try. Certainly used his physicality there to pave the way for Morgan Morris to get over. And this was that gift right at the end, well read by Harvey Skinner. I think he can leave with his head held high. He was a little bit hot-headed for that incident where he got a yellow card, but he got a try to his name.
So the 2 teams down on the field are just awaiting their chances to receive their runners-up and winners' medals, and of course to lift the trophy. Do stay with us to enjoy those moments. Just looking at Harry Randall scoring those tries. Almost a touch of Justin Bieber about him, the little cheeky smiling assassin. Turning 18 on the 18th of December, Harry Randall. He's the captain of the Gloucester under-18s, and he's put in a man of the match performance this evening.
I bet he gets absolutely hammered for that Justin Bieber look-alike.
Well, there's nothing like putting a cocky little scrum half down, is there?
No, not at all.
They're made for it. The likes of Matt Dawson, Andy Gomersall, you name them. It's what they were made for.
Especially after a performance like that, he needs to keep his feet on the ground.
So Sam Daly receives his runners-up medal. Rob Andrews there from the RFU. And Daly, the skipper, leads up his Bicton College side. They can be very, very proud of their efforts. They fought their way to get through to this final. As we said earlier, great to have 2 new sides. Sorry, Bicton College as the new side in the final. And they're posing for the pictures and waiting at the bottom of the stairs. Hartpury. And you get a sense that most of the fans in the stand are Hartpury related. They've got the red sweatshirts on. Matt Simons, the hooker, just getting through there. Decent performance from him. Silver medalists, of course.
I think it's a bit of a cliche, but you do learn a lot in defeat, and I think Bicton College can watch this match back and see that they did come up against an extremely talented side in Hartpury today. And Hartpury turned the screw right from the first minute, and I think Bicton will watch it back and realise that there are ways that they can absorb the pressure. They conceded 3 scores in that first half, and even though they were under all that pressure, 2 of them came from the individual mistakes. The missed tackles on Robbie Smith in midfield and then failing to clear their lines. If they'd have managed to go in at half-time, having absorbed all of that pressure and only 1 score down, then it could have been anyone's final, particularly with them having the wind in the second half.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Dave. There are certainly plenty of things that Bicton can take from this match, which will allow them to blossom and bloom for further glories, you suspect. But Hartpury, they're just so difficult to take down, and they are now on their way up to receive their winners' medals. The man at the back will be Kerry Sylvester, the last man to receive his medal. just out of your shot, leaving the field down below us. The officials, another word for Chris Ridley and his performance. Did well, just 22 years of age, and it was a solid performance from him. A couple of moments where the game boiled over, set to test him, and Chris White, of course, former Premiership and international referee, leaving the field with him. They will go about their stringent reviews, as they always do, the officials. But this evening it'll be a chance for Hartpury to celebrate. They've done it again.
I think one of the key things with refereeing any level of rugby union is that you communicate, and I think the referee did that fantastically well today. Even when it boiled over a little bit over on the far side, he realised that there wasn't any imminent danger. He just let the children play, and then he stepped in, he communicated with his assistants, and he made his decision. He was in the right place at the right time. When it came to the scrum and the line-out, he told the players exactly what he wanted, exactly what he expected of them. At the breakdown, he told them if they were onside, he told them if they were offside. He gave them plenty of chances, and I think he can be proud of his performance today, Christoph Ridley. I thought he had a good game.
So the last of the players come up to the top, and the support is there waiting for the moment that the trophy gets lifted. You can see there just the last half a dozen of them or so in the queue to receive their winners' medals. The RFU here represented by Rob Andrew. The competition has been strong again, but the strongest have come out on top and beaten Bicton College 7 tries to 2 in the end. And the last couple of men get there. There's Harry Randall shaking the hand of Rob Andrew. Jordan Liney there as well, and Kerry Sylvester is the last one to receive his medal, the blindside flanker. Plenty of potential in these Hartpury ranks, plenty of likelihood that you will see some of these faces appearing in the Premiership at some point soon, if not with the likes of Gloucester, who are aligned with Hartpury, but perhaps with other sides as well. The winners of the RFU ACE Championship Trophy, Hartpury College. Everybody wants the chance to lift the cup, and why not? They've worked hard for it. We'll have some post-match reaction for you in just a moment.
Well, you can see how much it means to them. Look at the delight on every single one of those players' faces. Even though they have swept all before them this season, they finished that competition having played 8 matches and scored 407 points, over 50 points a game, and conceded just 95. And the frightening thing is, if they stay on at Hartpury, there are so many opportunities. The Hartpury College team challenging Bucks every year, and then the first team play in National League 1, and then there's the opportunity for the best players to go on with Gloucester too. An absolutely fantastic institution.
Yes, absolutely. Well, Bicton College, they put in a decent showing, and their rugby programme manager, Rob Gibson, is waiting to talk to Andy pitchside.
I'm joined now by Bicton coach Rob Gibson. Rob, tough night, but your lads hung in there right until the very end.
They really did. I'm proud of them. They stuck in there. Hartpury, a good side, and played from anywhere, and we made mistakes and they made us pay for them. But for a young group of players, that experience that they've gained from tonight is massive. And yeah, the team pride came through and they just wouldn't give in. And yeah, well done to Hartpury.
What were the major positives to take from that performance, do you think?
I think just our team spirit. I thought our scrum, our maul was completely dominant, and just the ability to stay in a game and learn the lessons that we've learned.
Will you be back?
We'll be back.
Thanks very much for your time. Well played tonight.
Thank you.
Fine words from Rob Gibson. We'll be back, he says. He certainly did well, and he's right to say that there were those elements such as the driving maul where Bicton were getting their advantage, but it wasn't quite enough in the end. Hartpury College were the victors, and their winning coach is Sean Marsden. And I think he can speak to us pitch side in a moment or two. Just bear with us. Let's cross to Andy, speaking to head coach of Hartpury, Sean Marsden.
Right, go.
I'm joined now by Hartpury's winning coach, Sean Marsden. Sean, you've got a well-oiled machine there.
Yeah, I think full credit to all the players that were involved today. They always raise their game. They thrive on these occasions. I can't credit them enough. They're just a great bunch of lads. The moment they arrive at Hartpury, they get stuck in. They take advantage of everything that's there, and they go there to really work hard and to improve as individuals. And the team culture and the commitment that they show for each other on the pitch is there to see. And it wasn't perfect today, but the moments when when Bicton came at us and they looked strong, we were able to regroup and gather ourselves, and we had that little bit of class to get the scores on the board.
What would you put this winning mentality down to, because you're successful year after year after year?
Yeah, like I said, it's down to the players. It really is. There's coaching resources. There's S&C. There's all those bits and pieces around, but the players drive it. They're top boys. They get to Hartpury. They work hard. They want to improve as individuals. They want to go out. They want to express themselves. They want to buy into that culture, that team spirit that's gone on before them. They just do it for each other. They spend a lot of time with each other, and it's an honest bunch. They work hard, and they get their rewards.
Enjoy it tonight, and then start planning for the next one, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. It's constantly evolving. There's a good number of first years students that are involved today, which is good to see. And there's guys that have been coming through the development side that weren't here today, and they'll be chomping at the bit to get this second half of the year, with the other competitions that we're involved in. Come next year, when the AASE starts again, they'll be here today watching. They want to be part of it. So like I said, it'll keep going. It gets harder. Teams want to stop us, and Bicton, full credit to them today. Outstanding outfit. Just what we thought they'd be. Very physical, very abrasive. Very well coached, the scoreline probably exaggerated, the game in many senses. I think it was a really tough affair, close all the way through.
Well, I'll let you get back over and join your players. Congratulations, thanks for your time.
Thank you very much, and thank you. Cheers.
Well, head coach Sean Marsden very pleased. He tried to suggest at the beginning that it wasn't going to be a foregone conclusion, but Dave Rogers, Hartpury came through as we expected to in the end.
Well, I'm very impressed with the humility, both of the head coach there, but also the sheer pleasure on the faces of the boys as they lifted that trophy. As I said, they've swept everyone before them, and statistically they have become the most successful team at this level of rugby in the history of the competition. So credit to them. They painted a target on themselves for the last 7 years, and from their perspective, long may it continue. Good luck to them.
Yes, absolutely. Well, Dave, thanks very much for your insight and opinions this afternoon and evening. And from all of us here, well, it's been a great AASE final, and of course we had the Champions Trophy final earlier on, so for those of you that have stuck with us through both of those matches, it's been a pleasure to have your company, and we look forward to you joining us again soon here on englandrugby.com for another live stream. But from all of our crew here and from the winning team, Hartpury, and runners-up Bicton College from the AASE League final, it's a very good evening.